at the funeral. A funeral is a death celebration by Danish Brutus. Death was a common phenomenon in South Africa because blacks could be killed at any moment by the white South African police. This is a poem about the death of a young man. And it is about many people gathering for a funeral of a native, probably killed by a dark agent of apartheid. The poem is about the death of Valencia Mujombozi, a black South African, who had just been killed after graduating as a medical doctor. She, like many young South Africans, is a victim of an inhumane apartheid regime which has no regard for black lives. There is a elaborate display of people in the burial ground near the graves that are supposed to hold their tenants for eternity. The mourners put on white mourning clothes, and there is wine by the graveside to pay homage to the dead. The mourners sing songs of lamentation to accompany the funeral rites. They think carefully of the empty, extensive collection of someone whose gifts and abilities would be eaten by worms in the grave, whereas whatever thing that she had gotten or that she had learnt about would have been of great help to the community. The dead person has also died with the hopes of those who are still alive because of the contribution that she might have brought to their lives or their community. The mourners, the sunlight image indicates that the young lady's life has been cut short due to man's inhumanity and barbarism. Manjumbozi is a symbol of hope and endurance for her parents who had seen her through school by doing menial jobs. The speaker addresses the frustrated ones whose graves are covered in debt, and they have been aborted not by God, but by carrion books of death. The speaker urges the mourners to arise, to stand up and revolt and shout the freedom name that is needed in the land. To him, the land is not haunted by death, but by tyrants who bring death to the people. In addition, the same agents are responsible for their pain, death, and lack of everything. The speaker advises the mourners not to lose hope. The speaker believes that it is better that they die physically than that they back down or surrender. The poem is a catalogue of the pain and misery that is inflicted on the black community by the racist apartheid regime. Many young and promising men and women are killed, arbitrarily arrested, tortured, and detained. Some die and take to their graves the destiny of a family, community, or a generation and leave the bereaved in misery. The speaker encourages the others that there is the brassy shout of freedom that stirs their land. The misery of the people is not caused by death, but by agents of death who unleash their tyranny on the people. They are responsible for the pain that the people go through, their loss of hope, and the scarcity which they suffer from. Ironically, the blacks live in a country of plenty, yet they lack the basic necessities to survive. Lastly, the speaker encourages the others never to back down or surrender. The poem is a call for revolt to stand up against tyranny and injustices because it is better to die a hero than to live as a coward. They should fight for freedom even to the point of paying their ultimate sacrifice. Else, they will be crushed by the same system in one way or the other. The poem is about human suffering, pain, and frustration. It is also about the barbarity and tyranny exerted on the people by a system put in place through apartheid. In conclusion, it is about the fight for freedom, man's inhumanity to man, and the fight for human dignity.